Okay, so let's get started for your speaking test, okay?
Yeah, sure.
So in the first part, we'll have some kind of general or small talk type questions. Then we'll move on to the second part, which is an extended response type question.
Okay.
You will be given a prompt, and you will have 1 minute to prepare your answer to that prompt. Then you may speak freely for up to 2 minutes.
Okay.
If you begin to speak for longer than 2 minutes, I will stop you, all right?
All right.
Then finally, we will move on to part 3, which are more topic-based discussion questions.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's get started.
Okay.
So can you tell me, what is your favorite movie?
Oh, that's a good question. So my favorite movie of all times is Love, Rosie. I'm not sure if you've heard about it, but because it's not very famous, I guess. But it's a romantic comedy, and my favorite actress, Lily Collins, is acting there. Oh yeah.
Okay, and do your friends like this movie?
Actually, yes. Once I watched it, I recommended it to all of my friends. So it's basically kind of, a rule for my friends to watch it, like a must-watch movie.
Oh, okay, that's great. Do you want to be a movie star?
I didn't give it a thought, but one day it would be great if I had such an experience in the future.
Okay, great. And what kind of movies do you think young people like?
Nowadays, I believe that young people are more into movies that can help them to improve themselves. If I think about the movie, the first movie that pops up in mind is about Steve Jobs. So it's about like a boy who had a dream and who made everything he could do to achieve his, dream, to make it possible.
Okay, great. All right, so now we are on to the second part of your speaking test, okay?
Okay, sure.
So you will have 1 minute to prepare your answer for the following prompt. Your prompt is, describe an intelligent person you know.
Okay, great.
All right, that was 1 minute. So now you have 2 minutes to describe an intelligent person you know.
Yep. So one of the most intelligent people I know is my brother. But I guess intelligence is not only about the grades, because I believe that grades do not matter in reality, but it's about the life experience. But despite of that, he's also very intelligent. He works for one of big four audit companies. And since I'm very weak with numbers myself, I think it's very amazing that that he can do all these financial reports and stuff. And also, I know the way how he got there, and I do know that he did an amazing job, and he put so much effort into it. Because there is also you need to pass the examinations to get in there. So I remember him struggling and not sleeping all the nights, studying for it, learning all the stuffs. And also, as I mentioned before, grades do not matter, and it's the life experience that matters. So I always was amazed by how he is mature to make life choices and to think about all the consequences of the choices he will make. So to sum up, I think it's not only about the grades, it's also about the maturity that a person can get from his life.
Okay, great job.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so let's move on to part 3 then, okay? So, why are some children more intelligent than others?
Okay, so I believe it all starts from the very childhood. So it's, I guess the parents should invest more into their children to make them more intelligent. So it would be great if they are more engaged into extracurricular activity, while some other children can do whatever they want, and most of the times they choose to, some entertainment like YouTube, binge watching, etc.
Okay. Who do you think plays a more important role in a child's development, teachers or parents?
Oh, that's a very tricky question. So as I've mentioned before, first of all, it's parents who play a big role in children's intelligence. But after that, I guess from the age of 7 or 8, when children start their school, it's all about the teachers, because they need to navigate them, kinda, and to explain to children all of the areas like the math or geography
Okay. And do you think smart people tend to be selfish?
Selfish. It really depends on the person. But I tend to believe that the smarter person is, the less selfish he is. Because the reason for that is a smart person would more care about other people rather than himself. So this good.
Okay.
Good about it.
Okay, and now your final question.
Yep.
Are smart people happier than others?
Oh, yes, I believe so, because in my personal opinions, smart people do care about their self-development rather than stuff that do not really matter. As I know, many people tend to care about simple stuff that we will forget tomorrow. And smart people are more focused on the things that really matter. So,
Okay, great. So
thank you.
that is everything for your speaking test.
Thank you.
And now let's get into the feedback.
Yeah.
So I think you did a lot of great things during your test. So for example, you used a lot of expressions and idioms, which shows a very flexible and proficient command of the English language. So you usually would start your answer with something like, I believe, or I think, something like that. So it gave a really nice natural lead in to the question. Also, you used expressions like, I didn't really give it a thought. So, it just sounds very effortless, and as a listener and as someone who's communicating with you, it just flows very, very well. Okay, you're very welcome. And also you used a good deal of sort of maybe higher level vocabulary. So you were talking about parents investing into their children, also about children engaging in extracurricular activities. And it was really nice that you expressed it that way rather than say, do after school clubs. It was very, it was just very good to listen to. And it flowed very well. Also, you sound very natural when you're speaking English, it sort of comes effortlessly to you. So I can tell that you put a lot of practice and a lot of time
That is true.
into your English speaking. Okay. Now, there were a few little things here and there, I noted one mispronunciation, focus.
Focus.
Yeah, it was just the word stress was slightly in the wrong place, but I could still understand you very easily, so it's not a big deal. And I felt that occasionally maybe there was a little hesitation, or maybe you felt a little flustered just because of the question, maybe.
Yeah,
yeah.
I can admit that.
Yeah, I know some of the questions, it's kind of difficult to answer them on the spot. So I felt that because of that, some answers could have been developed a little bit further, but I think your part 2, which is what a lot of people tend to struggle with, I thought that was really great, and you developed that answer very well. And you actually spoke for like 1 minute and 58 seconds. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, your timing on that was spot on. So overall, considering, yes, there were some points that could be improved, but I think that you showed a very flexible and like expert command of English. To be honest, I would give you a band 9.
Oh, thank you so much.